Good morning. Today's Monday message is taken from 1 Corinthians chapter 13. I love these words that Paul writes to the church in Corinth. He says, "When I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I have been fully known." I love this verse, especially in the setting where we are, because I told the guys I wasn't going to really talk about the setting, but I have to, because we've been taking pictures of this beautiful background, and you should see it all around us. It's so amazing. It just seems like in the last few days, everything's just started really popping. It's just beautiful, the artwork that God displays for all of us to enjoy. But as we were taking pictures, it was fascinating because Mike's phone and Kenny's phone, their pictures look better than mine because they have a better phone. Amazing, isn't it? You know, my wife says the same thing all the time. She's always taking pictures of the sunsets from our deck. If you follow her on Facebook, you'll see those pictures a lot. And every time she says the same thing. She takes it and then she goes, "Oh, this just doesn't do it justice." She says that every time, like it's a new discovery. It's funny. But yeah, it doesn't do it justice. And I think these words of Paul capture how we are living in this world right now. I mean, God is probably just laughing, going, "Oh, you think Kenny and Mike's cameras look great? Wait till you get into heaven and you see fully, not partially." You know, Paul says we see now dimly, as in a mirror. What he meant by that was mirrors back then didn't look like mirrors how we have them today. The mirrors were just kind of like, they weren't very clear. You could kind of make out, oh yeah, I guess my hair looks okay. You know, today we have mirrors that are just crisp and sharp. But imagine a world not tainted by sin. Heaven, in the presence of God, who is the light of the world. You know, light is a big deal. That's why the cameras take better pictures, right? Better pixels, more light. Lighting has everything to do with it. Jesus is the light of the world. You know, in the Bible it says that when we get to heaven, there will be no need for the sun because Jesus himself will be the sun. I can't even imagine that. What is it going to be like? You know, let me tell you something, young people. When you get to be my age and you're trying to read, a lot of times it's just the lighting. There are so many times where I'm like, my arm's not long enough to hold it as far away so I can see it. But I've noticed lately that if I go by the light, oh, I can read it now. I just needed some more light. We see now dimly, but then face to face. I can't imagine what it's going to be like when we wake up one day in glory. We see God. He lights up heaven. No need for the sun because he is the light. He will shed his beautiful, glorious light on everything that we take in. And we're going to be like, oh, nothing on earth was ever captured like how I see it now. Isn't that wonderful? And we'll have a whole eternity to enjoy it. This is the good news that we have to share with other people. We want to bring them hope. We live in a dark world, dark times that we're going through right now. And we have an opportunity, as I heard today in church. You know, sometimes I just want to run away from that darkness. But like Pastor Phil said today, we are the light of Christ because he lives in us, his spirit. And light is no good if it's just in a lighted room. Like if I had a light shining here right now, you'd hardly even see it because it's light out. But if you're in a dark room and you turn on light, it's like, wow, I can see. So we're called to be light in the dark world. So that means we have to be present in the darkness, which is really hard sometimes. That's why we need fellowship with one another. Iron sharpens iron, strengthen each other, comfort each other, give each other hope, the hope that we have that Jesus is making all things new. And someday we will see and we will be like, wow, now I know what it's like to see in full. No more partial, in full. Isn't that great? Share this good news. This is Pastor John from 15-5 Ministries. You have a great day.